Our Region's Business is sponsored by PNC for the Achiever in You. Welcome to Our Region's Business with your host, Bill Flanagan.
As a topic, this is one for the books. Today, Our Region's Business is back at the ultra-modern Squirrel Hill Branch of the Carnegie Library in Pittsburgh to experience anew a few of yesteryear's Our Region's Business author interviews. And these are the best of the best. So hold on to your Kindle and keep your hands and feet inside the car at all times. We're going on a roller coaster of a ride with an expert on our region's amusement parks. And you might be surprised at his day job. Plus, a new spin on an American classic. Meet America's original entrepreneur, Ben Franklin. Ever wonder why some products elicit such outrageous brand loyalty? Well, it's no fluke, it's by design. We'll find out why in Built to Love. But first, one of our all-time favorites, a collection of biographies of people you may or may not have known are from our region. It's my pleasure to sit down with two of the three authors of Pittsburgh Born, Pittsburgh Bred. Prentiss Orr and Tripp Clarke are the co-authors. Their other co-author, Abby Mendelson, couldn't be with us today, but welcome to the two of you. Good to have you.
Thanks.
Great to be here. Thanks.
This is one of the most fun reads. I keep it on a table in my office, and I sit down and I'll check a page every day, and every time I open it, I think I learned something new.
Well, it's actually I tell my friends it's great for the bathroom too because they're short segments. Okay. They're about 350 words for each person in the book. And yeah, they are actually very, very interesting, I think. We uncovered stuff we had no idea we would uncover when we got into this book. We discovered that the theme music for Chiller Theater was written by another Pittsburgher, Henry Mancini. And you know, there are these connections that go all over. Yeah. Another connection we've discovered was connecting Annie Dillard, our Pulitzer Prize-winning authoress, with George Romero. How? Well, Annie Dillard's father, Frank Doak, played the scientist who unveils the reasoning behind the spaceship landing in Night of the Living Dead, which George Romero, of course, produced.
Of course. It's only the 2 degrees of separation here in Pittsburgh. It really does seem to rule. Tripp, you really focused on the musicians, and there are a lot of them in the book, right?
There are a lot of the musicians, and you know, the musicians as well are page turners. You know, we know George Benson and Christina Aguilera, but you know, some of the surprises that we really found were like Esteban, who sells his guitars and his lessons on Home Shopping Network and QVC. I actually went to South Hills Catholic. And the Livingston brothers, Jay and Alan Livingston, who Jay Livingston wrote Que Sera, Sera, and Mona Lisa. And his brother, Alan, actually was the one that signed the Beatles to Capitol Records and created Bonanza and lots of...
and one step further,
yeah,
he also created Bozo the Clown as a instrument for teaching kids about everything from the circus to early elementary academics. And the music for this album was written by Billy Mays, another Pittsburgher.
Billy May, born in Lawrenceville, who also wrote the theme to Mod Squad and Emergency and arranged Come Fly With Me for Sinatra, so lots of great folks.
Well, I wonder why Bozo was on the cover of the book. Okay, now I know. I didn't get to that little tidbit yet.
Straight from McDonald, PA. Yeah.
It's incredible. I see Demi Moore on the cover as well. That came as a little bit of a surprise.
A fascinating thing, and I will tell a brief story. I was at the Children's Museum maybe 9 or 10 years ago, and Demi Moore was there. And I asked one of the staffers, I said, why is Demi Moore here? And she informed me that she had asked Demi the same question. And Demi said, I grew up around here. And so I had to go find out, where did she grow up? Well, it's not easy to have found this out, because she really didn't have a pleasant past. She really had an abused childhood in many ways. And so her publicist has kept the secret, but in short time we did find out that she grew up in the more or less Washington County, but many different places. Her father was an ad salesman for newspapers, and so he traveled often. But the interesting side of the story is that her father wasn't really her father, and yet Demi didn't even know that. It was her stepfather. And you'll have to read the rest of the book about her background. It's really quite amazing.
Yeah. Any other real discoveries as you went digging around in 250 years of this kind of history?
Well, you know, one of the themes that plays through this, and it does deal more with filmmaking, because many people know that the Nickelodeon started in Pittsburgh, but few people know that because the Nickelodeon was here, there was so much interest in filmmaking And yet at the time, Thomas Edison had all the patents and all the rights and all this equipment. So many of the people who are excited about this industry actually got up and went to California to duplicate the industry out there beyond the reach of Edison. And as a result, just about every studio that was started in Hollywood was started by a Pittsburgher.
Oh, that's
The
amazing.
Warner Brothers were all here.
I knew the Warner Brothers.
Harry Cohn is a person who's not in the book, though he's mentioned, and he was one of the founders of MGM. And then we have the Selznick brothers, Myron and David, whose father was a jeweler just down the street from the Nickelodeon. He saw the lines, and he knew there was a new industry coming.
And the number of firsts, too, is really astounding. Yeah. The first African-American to host his own game show. The first African-American artist to grace the cover of Life magazine. And it's literally a list of firsts that is as long as your arm.
Congratulations. It's a fun
you.
read, and it's something I think everybody in the region can treasure. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next up, he was a founding father, a statesman, a scientist, and America's original entrepreneur. Meet the Ben Franklin you may never have thought about before when we come back.